Hey everyone, I think we're live. As you can see, I'm all on my own at the moment. Ian's having some problems with his computer. I think he's given up. Classy Thomas was meant to be joining me tonight, so I thought I could run the show with him, but I can't seem to get through to him at the moment. So I'm probably going to go out running the show myself, and we'll see how I get on. I know Zach used to. This is how Collecting Weekly started. Zach used to do the show all on his own. I know it's tough. It's pretty tough going. So I'll give it a go. It may not be a great show. It may not be a very long show. But we'll give it a try. So a shout out to Mafia and Badfish in the chat there. So if anybody wants to join me, I can put the link in. It might make the show a little bit more interesting. So anyway, let's get going. So it's episode 101. So we just had 100. So it's kind of like a little bit of the calm after the storm. I'm trying to get myself motivated for the next 100. So we'll see, and hopefully we'll get some lively chat from you guys and keep this show going, and maybe somebody will pop in at some point anyway. So let's get the slides going. So yeah, apologies, it's going to be a little bit patchy because I'm running the show and doing everything, but we'll see how we get on. So new this fortnight, and again, I'm the only one here, so I can quickly go through these. I haven't opened them yet. Really, I'm recovering from carpal tunnel hand surgery, so not really in much of a position to be opening boxes and playing with figures. A little bit incapacitated in that regard. So I'm saving these for probably maybe in a week or so, and I feel a bit better. My hand's a bit better. So I've got the C3PO Attack of the Clones from Hot Toys die-cast figure. I've seen quite a few unboxings and look reviews online. Looks really nice. I ordered this way back before they announced the Return of the Jedi C3PO with the view to kind of customizing it gold, which I probably won't bother now that I've got the Return of the Jedi version on order. But it looks like a nice figure. So if I can figure out where to put him, then I'll probably keep hold of him. But yeah, I'm excited to have a look at him, see what he looks like. And I have the Present Toys West Cowboy. Again, I've seen a few people, a few unboxings and stuff. He looks pretty good. People saying that, some aspects aren't that great. I think the head sculpts have come out really well. I don't know if they're a particular recast of iMini-Me or something like that, but they look good, and they certainly look better than the sideshow version that I've seen. Not so sure about the outfit. There might be better versions out there, but for 140 quid, I'm sure it's a pretty decent Clint Eastwood figure. It's good enough for me. I'm not a diehard aficionado of good, the bad, and the ugly, so I haven't really got that eye to kind of pick the holes in the accuracy and stuff. So I think it looks quite good. I've always kind of wanted a cowboy figure in my collection, so I think this might scratch that itch. So, and the third thing is the inspired by Zach, I ordered the upgrade head from Asmus for the Gandalf the Grey, because they got it back in stock, and it looks really good. It looks really good. It's the same sculpt as they had for the white, but I think the grey hair and stuff, it works really well. So I had a quick look at him, and he looks really good. Just needs some a bit of futzing, bit of beard oil and stuff like that. So I shall work on him soon. Andre says, yeah, episode 101 reminds me of that old show, Room 101. Nick Hancock, Paul Merton, and Frank Skinner used to take celebrities through things that annoyed them. Yeah, maybe an idea for an episode in the future. Yeah, very good. Maybe I'll go into that a bit tonight. Things that annoy me. Other hosts not turning up for the show. I don't know. No, it's fine. We'll be all right. So next, so obviously Thomas and Ian aren't here, so we'll go into new releases. We've first up, we've got the Hot Toys Robocop 3 diecast. Not much to say on this one. I think it's the original one, not the original one, but the Robocops that they brought out a few years ago. Absolutely fantastic figures, some of my favorite figures in the collection. So this was always going to be a great release. It's not a lot different. It seems to still have the Peter Weller face sculpts, even though it wasn't him playing the character in the third movie. I could I can just completely ignore the weird um, accessories from the third movie, which I'm not sure I've even actually seen. The weird kind of like Borg style hand cannon and his backpack. But I think ditch those, leave them in the box. You've got a fantastic looking Robocop from either one or two. There's been a bit of complaining about the paint job, that it's not quite as purple and blue as it appears in the middle there, but um, at the end of the day, it doesn't really matter, and it's a cracking figure. So yeah, I think if you don't have one of the original ones, then yeah, definitely pick this one up, because it looks like a great figure. So okay, and then yeah, next up we got this guy. So I've just said that I've got him. I've literally just, it was all I could do to cut him out the packaging and the meters and miles of bubble wrap, just to take a photo of the shipper box. That's as far as I've got with him. But I think you'd agree, he looks pretty cool. He's not everyone's cup of tea with the paint job and everything, and obviously Attack of the Clones, possibly the weakest of the prequels. It has its moments, but overall it's a bit naff. But I like this guy, and I think the fact that he's die cast, and actually, Hot Toys have done a very good job on the paintwork. It's a bit of an odd one, but yeah, I really like it, and I'm excited to open it up, see what it looks like in hand, and also it gives me confidence that the upcoming Return of the Jedi version is going to be really cool as well. So, you know, while they're bringing out another R2, we'll see. To be honest, they're all very much the same. I've got several of them. So it's, yeah, I don't really need another R2, but we got the Attack of the Clones one. It was good, but then they're using the same mold as before, and it was a great figure anyway. So it's just the paint finishes, the weathering that vary from the different movies. Peacemaker. Now, I would admit that I haven't seen the show. I saw the movie with this guy in Suicide Squad. I thought it was okay. I wasn't the biggest fan. I thought it was a bit annoying. So I kind of, for that reason, I didn't really jump into watching the TV show. But I've heard a lot of good things. People said how funny it is, how good it is. So it might be one that I have a look at sometime in the future. But to all intents and purposes, the figure looks fantastic. I think for the likeness and the representation of the character, it looks like a top drawer figure from Hot Toys, and a lot of people are shouting figure of the year. And it looks good to me. The tailoring looks good, the sculpt, the accessories and stuff. I believe you can get this gun out quite easily with maybe a little bit of heat, a little bit of tweaking. So that's good. But yeah, no, congrats if you got this one, because I think it does look good. Just not a character that I've got any sort of particular love for, but that may change if I get around to watching the TV show. Doctor Strange, again, I kind of I say it every show, but I'm kind of done with Marvel. I haven't collected Marvel for quite some time. So it looks fine. It looks good. I like the dragon accessories. He looks cool with the third eye there. That's a very good sculpt. I would say probably the best of the lot. Others might argue otherwise, but obviously it's a very unique look. But you get two head sculpts with this, so it's probably, what are we looking at here, 280. So it's reasonably pricey, but with two head sculpts, that's pretty good. Sorry, I didn't give you any prices on this. Peacemaker's about 230, 3PO is about 280, and Robocop's about 380. Obviously, the first two there die cast, so that kind of drives up the price a little bit. So again, yeah, I won't be picking up Strange. Again, another figure I won't be picking up, but again, I think a cracking head sculpt. This is the Electro from Spider-Man No Way Home. Yeah, really good Jamie Foxx likeness there. Not the biggest fan of the suit, and I certainly don't like those electricity effects. I had some on the Miles Morales video game character, and yeah, they looked horrible. And obviously he's got like a full face one as well, which doesn't look good. But the head sculpt's great, and obviously if you're a massive No Way Home fan and you're going to be collecting all the villains, and we've got another couple coming up in a minute, and I think you can add Sandman and Lizard with bases, so you could get all 5 of them. Yeah, he looks good, but again, it's not for my collection. And then we have Doc Ock, which you know, a lot has been said about this guy already. Yeah, I'm not a fan of the head sculpt. The glasses look cheap and weird as well, but I do. The figure's got some real presence. I love the fact that, and I know it's not quite as easy as it looks here. There's probably a lot of photoshopping going on here, but I have seen people get him to stand on two of the arms and have these 2 up here, like on the left, and that's a really iconic look and would go great with any Spider-Man really. So there's bits of it I like, but obviously it's the head sculpt that's the real killer. And he's not cheap. I think I've got 250 down for standard, 300 deluxe. Electro's 220. So but yeah, he again, this is as good, as great as the sculpt on Electro was. This is kind of like the polar opposite. It's bad. We know who it is, and I think it's got real presence. But I don't know, for that sort of price, I'm not sure I could overlook that head sculpt there. So I've ummed and ahed with it, but I won't be picking that up because I have got a classic suit Spider-Man, and I could kind of, I could futz this guy in with the Sosa Toys Green Goblin, and that would work. But yeah, not that head sculpt. It's pretty rough. So yeah, and then to basically to finish off the team of villains, we've got Green Goblin, Willem Dafoe as Green Goblin, so kind of like the classic look from the original movie with Tobey Maguire. It looks cool. I remember when I first saw that movie, I thought the suit was pretty cool. I thought the mask was really creepy, and Willem Dafoe's portrayal was really good. I'm not sold on the head sculpt massively. It's better than Ock. It's probably a 7 out of 10 for me. It's got a creepiness, but it's a little bit off. If I had this, I'd display him with the helmet anyway, because I think that helmet's really cool, and I think they did a good job of kind of bringing that figure up into sort of more modern look. So he looks pretty good. He's 250 for the standard, 300 for the deluxe. I'm not sure what the difference is, so you can work that out for yourselves. Okay, so that was all the new releases. Some pretty good stuff. As we know, there's quite an avalanche of releases coming from Hot Toys now as they play catch up with kind of the backlog from the last few years and things like that. So it's been tough for people's wallets, I think, if you've got a lot of pre-orders on the go. But it's also good to see content actually making it out now. So yeah, so if we get into coming soon, so I think obviously the big news of the week is that there's another InArt figure that's gone up for pre-order. It's the Henry Cavill Superman from Batman versus Superman. So you get the figure, you get 2 capes, one sculpted cape, one draped cape, 2 head sculpts, normal head sculpt, and the kind of angry laser eyes head sculpt. lots of hands, a hand holding a Batman cowl, some photographs of his mum, which is weird, kryptonite spear, bits and pieces. So if we just have a look a bit more detail. So yeah, I like it. I like it. I'm not I won't be buying it because I'm not the biggest fan of the kind of the DC movie universe. I didn't mind Man of Steel. I wasn't a massive fan of BVS or Justice League, and that would be like either version, even the Snyder cut. I found it all kind of quite hard work. So again, I'm not an expert on the Cavill suit, and I've seen people, making a lot of observations and nitpicks, and rightly so, I suppose. At this price, we've had the same conversations about Gandalf and Pennywise. That if you're paying this sort of money, you want the figure to be right. So to me, it looks great. I think the proportions are great. The suit looks great. The sculpts, I think the angry laser eye sculpt looks the strongest to me, and I quite like the fact you get this like little bit of rooted hair, like the curl. He's working out about 320 out Q3 2024. Could possibly slip because a little bit behind on their release schedules. So in terms of the price, actually not too bad. Probably, well, I would say, yeah, the cheapest release, the pre-order probably from InArt, because I know that the Gandalf and Aragorn were both about 350 that I'm paying for them, and Harry Potter was quite expensive. So a bargain by InArt standards. Yeah, I think it looks good, and they've got a sort of some innovation with how they're going to do the pole and the flight pole and everything that goes up inside the suit. So yeah, I like it. I mean, as I say, I won't be collecting because I did have some DC cinematic universe figures, but they're all gone now. But they also had a little tease of some upcoming figures, and bizarrely, and I don't know if there was any sort of clairvoyance on the go here, but on the far right we've got Dumbledore, and obviously Michael Gambon sadly passed away today, or we heard news that he'd passed away at the age of 82. Obviously, Richard Harris played Dumbledore in the first two movies before he passed away, so can't be certain which version it is, whether it's Michael Gambon or Richard Harris. But obviously, we've got a Dumbledore on the far right there. I believe this is Daenerys Targaryen next to him, so from Game of Thrones, and that's one that they'd mentioned previously. One in the middle is interesting. It's clearly a dwarf, and it looks very much to me like it's Thorin Oakenshield from The Hobbit because of the hair and because of the furry kind of gilet jacket thing he has. People saying could it be Gimli, but it's not, because Gimli never worn an outfit like that. So it's an odd one, because I had the Thorin from Asmus, and it was a really good figure, but I let it go in the end because I don't really have a massive love for the Hobbit movies in the same way that I do for the Lord of the Rings. So it's not a figure that I'll be interested in, but it'd be nice to see like how they can improve on the Asmus. And again, I suppose with the Asmus, everything on it was great, apart from maybe the head sculpts. The likeness was okay, but they had kind of rooted hair, but it was very rough and that kind of shiny doll-like stuff. So certainly going to be better than that, but it's not a figure that I'd want to be paying that sort of money for. But the exciting thing for me, obviously, on the left here, we've got what clearly looks like Christopher Reeve Superman and Christopher Reeve Clark Kent. I will be all over that, and obviously, I think we're going to have a sort of a two-pack situation there, and that may well be kind of the only way to get the rooted versions. We'll have to see. So expect separate versions and a two-pack with Clark and Superman. So very excited for that. Christopher Reeve is without a doubt my Superman. I've got a kind of custom version that I put together, but I think if InArt nail this in terms of the likeness, the hair, the suit, his Christopher Reeve's physique, which is quite unique, then yeah, I'm definitely all in for that release. I'm excited to see what that looks like. So this is this Wonder Festival. It says 2nd of October to 3rd of October, so next week. So we'll see some reveals there. So that's exciting. That's something to look forward to, I think. And then moving off of InArt onto Hot Toys. So we've kind of got we're getting into Rebels now. So the Rebels releases from the Disney Plus Ahsoka show. We had this Sabine Wren was quite a few weeks ago now. I think it dropped pretty soon after episode 100. So, and obviously that was 3 weeks ago because we're a week behind here. So, bit of old news, but yeah, it looks okay. Obviously, lightsaber, light up USB saber, guns, the cat. Looks okay. And obviously it's Mandalorian armor. It's very popular. People can put this figure in with their Mandalorian or have it from the show. And obviously there's loads of like massive Rebels fans that are enjoying Ahsoka and kind of knowing the backstory and everything, which I don't, you know, I want to go back and watch Rebels now, but I remember when I watched the first series, I found it really, really kind of like aimed at young children, and I know that's how kind of Clone Wars was in the first couple of seasons, and you kind of got to break the back of that. And I'm sure it's great when it gets going. So that's something I'm thinking about. But yeah, no, it looks good. I think the likeness is good. Decent figure. We've got £240 out Q3 to Q4 2023. So not bad. 240 for Hot Toys with that stuff, and obviously they pretty much all come with the separate rolling eyeballs as standard now. So that's always a nice touch. And just today, so as usual, the day OFAC drops, we normally get one scoop that we can kind of get a win over the boys over the other side of the pond. So yeah, they announced Chopper from Ahsoka. Yeah, really cool. I like Chopper. I think he's funny. My son's really into like droids and stuff. He's just started his own Hot Toys collection. So we got him the B1 battle droid, and he's got the R5 triple pack for Christmas, plus a BB-8 that I picked up loose. So yeah, I will be pre-ordering this because he's going to want him in the collection. Haven't got a price, haven't got a date. I imagine it'll be fairly similar to the Sabine release date, so Q3, Q4 2024, that should say, not 2023, sorry, 2024. Probably likely to be more expensive than you'd like him to be. So he's a little bit shorter than R2-D2, but not massively. So expect something around the 200, 220 mark, I would have thought, for him. I don't know if he's going to have any die cast or anything on him, but really cool. And also in some of the other photos, which I haven't put in here, that they're solicited. Obviously, there's a Hera, some pictures of Hera from you know, waist down and stuff like that. So it's fairly obvious that figure's coming as well. And I think, you know, the floodgate's going to open pretty soon. So I would expect to see obviously the white suit Ahsoka, Ezra, possibly the two former Jedis, Thrawn, maybe some of the troopers or one of the troopers or the league guys. So yeah, I think there's a lot more to come. But I think from my point of view, this is probably the only one I would order for my son. But I'm intrigued to see what the Hera figure looks like, because I think that would be quite cool. And I like her look with obviously like the green skin and the orange sort of outfit. So that might be one that I might have a look at. But yeah, for now, Chopper. So no details as yet, but I'm sure they'll they'll appear online in the next few days. Again, right, I'm going to skip over the Marvel stuff fairly quick. Okay, so we've got 240 USD for Chopper. So yeah, probably about 200 UK pounds. So yeah, it's about right. So we've got Scarlet Witch. We've got two SKUs of that. We've got the Artisan edition with the rooted hair, and we've got a standard version with the plastic sculpted hair. Looks good to me. It's fairly classic Scarlet Witch look from the Marvel movies. I think it's an Endgame look. People have said it's kind of her final look before she goes all nasty. And yeah, it's got Endgame there, and in the multiverse of madness. So yeah, it's okay. I think the likeness is okay, but it's not great. It certainly isn't a standout Elizabeth Olsen sculpt. So again, not much interest from me. I think the sculpt, yeah, definitely needs some improvement. You can kind of big up the hair and everything as much as you like, but if the sculpt's not there, then it's going to detract from the hairing. But you know, good to see. Obviously, this Artisan edition is is an ongoing thing from Hot Toys. Is the third one now. We've got I think I've got like 290 for the standard. I don't know about the Artisan because they're a bit odd. They're kind of like super limited, and you've got to kind of get online at the right time and get in a queue and all that sort of thing. So probably more 350 to 400, I would imagine, for the rooted version. And we got kind of the classic comic book Iron Man figure, die cast as well. I don't mind this. I think I think it's pretty cool. I'm not sure where people are going to fit him into their collection, and yeah, I mean, obviously it is die cast. I don't know how much of it is die cast. It kind of doesn't look die cast. It looks plasticky, just because of the the kind of finish of the paint and everything. I think so. I've no doubt it'll be a cool figure, and but I think that obviously to make a good display of it, they're going to have to bring out you know, at least a couple of other characters, maybe a Cap, maybe a Thor, to go with this guy, because he you know, you couldn't really blend him in with figures with kind of like realistic actors head sculpts. So as good as it is, I think it's kind of a bit of a standalone piece at the moment. Yeah, so if you're a diehard comic book Iron Man, I think it'd be a great figure to get hold of. We've got 320 on that, and that'd be Q3 Q4 2024 as well. So yeah, something a bit different. I applaud them for that. We've got Spider-Man Black Suit Edition. So from Spider-Man 3, Tobey Maguire kind of black suit, evil emo version, with the Venom kind of accessories there. I quite like it. I think it's good. I think I like the head sculpt. Again, it's probably one of those things, one of those ones where if I put it up next to the screen grab of Tobey Maguire, it probably wouldn't look anywhere near what he looks like. But from this here, I think it's a really good sculpt, and I certainly know who it is, and it's a cool look. And you know, I think people have always liked the the black suit Spidey. And it's a great way to kind of get an upgraded version of that, even if you're not going to use the Venom accessories and everything. So yeah, nice figure. I like it. I think it's really good, and be one where I would be very, if I got it, I would want to display it with the Toby head, because I think it looks really good. So we've got Black Suit Spider-Man, Q4 2024 to Q1 2025. I imagine around 250. You get the diorama base with the deluxe version, so it's going to push the price up a little bit, but it's quite nice. On the theme of Spider-Man, we've got a couple of figures from the Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse, which I quite enjoyed. I was a little, like most people said, I was a bit annoyed that it was a bit Empire Strikes Back in that it didn't have an ending. It stopped very abruptly, and it was kind of like, okay, yeah, we'll continue this. And obviously, we had quite a wait between the first one and the second one. I think 4 years, and obviously we're going to be looking at something similar here, possibly worse with the writer's strike and stuff that's just been on. So, bit disappointed in that respect. And again, I enjoyed it, but like this guy, yeah, he was okay. He's pretty cool. Not something that I'd want to have in my collection. But it looks pretty good, and some people love the character, and yeah, the guitar is quite cool. And I suppose you could get this guy in with your comic book Tony Stark Iron Man. So that might be an idea. It's the special edition gets you the storage box and dimensional travel device. So that's pretty cool. But this guy's crazy. He's he's got a lot of cool accessories and things like that. So objectively looks good. Yeah, not for me. And this is obviously the second Spider Punk that Hot Toys have released. The previous one was from one of the games. But yeah, no, it looks okay. And then we had this Miles G. Morales, the Prowler. Yeah, again, wasn't really blown away with the character. He only appeared quite late in that movie, and obviously it's going to be a massive part of the third movie. Yeah, I'm not a big fan. I don't really like the design of the suit or anything anyway. So yeah, definitely not for me. But if you're a diehard fan of the Across the Spider-Verse and you want to get everything you can, then at least there's some Hot Toys are offering out some decent options. But yeah, not sold on this one at all. This one pops up today, which is the Premier Toys. He's called Fireman, which I love. It's basic and to the point. So it's meant to be Chris Evans as Johnny Flame from the original or the Rise of the Silver Surfer, the first or second Fantastic Four movies, which I quite enjoyed. I thought they were good. I thought the cast was pretty good. I certainly enjoyed it more than the remakes one a bit later on. Looks okay. The sculpt is bad. Really doesn't look anything like Chris Evans. I'm sure that if you pick this guy up for the suit and everything, then there's plenty of Captain America sculpts out there that you could use. I know the hair's different, but you could either sculpt your own, or there'll be people doing casts or stuff with the different hair. So I think everything else looks pretty good. I like the flamey head. Yeah, but the portrait isn't good. But then 125 quid Q1 2024. So 125 quid, get a decent custom sculpt on it. Still going to come in fairly reasonably. So it might be worth having a look at. Then we have Mars Toys. I forget what they're actually calling him, but it's Michael Goff from Alfred. Sorry, Alfred from 89 Batman, 92 Batman, 95 Batman, all of the Batmans, the original, the first four. I care to just remember the 89 and the 92, and I don't care for Forever and Batman and Robin, but I know he was in those as well. But yeah, cool. He's certainly my my favorite Alfred, and I think they've done a good job here. I mean, at the end of the day, it's just a man in a suit. But the likeness is really good. It's a nice companion piece to have with your 89 or your 92 Batman. And what have we got on him? I think don't have a price, but expecting to be 150 or under. Which in this day and age is pretty good. We know that Mars Toys have got a good track record. They've had some really great releases out so far, so I think you can kind of trust that what you see there is going to be fairly representative of the final product. So yeah, I like him. I think he's good. And some made me laugh. Again, no interest in this, but we have Present Toys Wild Driver. So it's um, Dominic Loretto, Vin Diesel from the Fast and the Furious movies. Head sculpt is not great. I mean, I know who it is, but if you took it away from everything else on the screen, it wouldn't necessarily be blindingly obvious. I'm assuming because of the folded arm pose that you've got to swap out arms there, because you're not going to be able to do that with the body. You wouldn't want to do that with the body because it would absolutely ruin them. So I'd imagine that the arms will swap out at the shoulders, and you can put in this folded, joined folded arms if you want that look. But obviously, you can also see that he's got normal posable arms, which look like they've got a standard elbow joint in them, so they're not even the seamless arms. So if you want the seamless arms, you go with these folded, which I don't mind. It looks quite good. And we've seen that on I think that the Hot Toys Bruce Wayne, Christian Bale one. They're doing one that's got the swap out arms, and this looks good because you'd never get that pose from an opposable body, and even if you could, you wouldn't want to because you just ruin it. Yeah, not a massive fan of the figure. I like the fact he comes with a car door, which I believe he uses as a shield in whichever one of the 10 movies this is meant to represent. But yeah, I mean, it's is what it is. £150, Q3 2024. Okay, then we've got two interesting ones here. So we've got two flavors of Mr. Freeze, Arnold Schwarzenegger from Batman and Robin. So I'm not a fan of the movie, and I think for me, Clooney is probably the worst on-screen Batman, to be honest, of all of them. But I'm a massive Schwarzenegger fan, and if I had to pick something positive from that movie, it would be his portrayal of Mr. Freeze. Now, he's obviously totally ridiculous, totally over the top, totally hamming it up, some really bad one-liners, but it's Arnie, and I respect what he did there. So we knew that Mars Toys were going to bring out a kind of a bathrobe version, and we'll have a look at that in a minute. But they kind of got pipped to the post in terms of an actual solicitation of a figure to pre-order by Dragon Toy, which I haven't heard of before, with their Dr. Zero, and they've gone with the fully armored version, which we were kind of thinking, like, would Mars Toys do that as well? Because it's very intricate. There's a lot of work involved there, but they've done it, and it looks really good. I don't think that the Schwarzenegger sculpt is particularly strong without anything on it. It looks a bit more like Karen Gillan from Guardians of the Galaxy. But I think with the helmet on and the goggles, you can get away with it, and it looks okay. It looks pretty good, and the armor looks fine. It's probably, I mean, it's going to be plastic. I'm not sure like what the finish would be, what the quality would be like, but they've gone and done it, and it's a cool suit. I like it. So we're interested to see how that one turns out. And then we've got the So Toys with the kind of the bathrobe or the smoking jacket, whatever you want to call it, with obviously with cigars for Arnie, with his polar bear slippers, the diamond and stuff. I like the sculpt on this one. I think it's stronger likeness to Arnie. So if you could kind of pick the two up and stick this sculpt on this one, makes it a bit more expensive. And I haven't got prices on these, but again, I'd expect this version, Mr. Ice from Social Toys, to be about 150 because it's fairly basic figure, just a cloth outfit. No idea on the Dragon Toy. I don't know them as a company, and obviously there's quite a lot of plastic in there, and R&D and stuff like that. So yeah, maybe 150 to 200 for the Doctor Zero. But interesting that they're both going to kind of be coming out fairly close, and whether or not anyone else will have a go at the armored version, be interesting to see. Just got a $2 super chat from Lane. Thank you very much, Lane. Chopper 240 US on Sideshow. Cute murder machine. PO'd. Yeah, I think he looks cool, and he's got like massive character for a droid. So I think that's a good PO there, Lane. And to say we'll definitely be having him come to the house, not for my collection, but for my son. So I'll get to enjoy him through his collection. So that's really cool. So that was it for coming soon, and a very quite a long list of stuff. Quite a lot of releases coming, and obviously probably would have sparked a bit of discussion with my other guests, with my co-host Ian and guests if they were here. But obviously, I've kind of, as I'm on my own, I've kind of flown through them. But yeah, some interesting stuff there. Group shenanigans? No, I haven't got anything. I think there's been some shit going on, but I haven't bothered to delve into it, so I haven't really got any beef to kind of air online. So yeah, we'll just get that one. Custom corner? No, nothing, no custom stuff in or anything for myself or Ian. Mini Mayhem. So this might be the bit where most of you kind of fall asleep and desert the podcast. But yeah, so this is where Ian and I show off Warhammer stuff that we've been painting. So this is Ian on the right. This is Imperial Knight. Some great work on there. I think he's, I can see. Looks like I can see some nice airbrush work on here with the fading in from like the yellow to the orange and the greens and everything. Fantastic paint job there. We've got a couple of these guys that my son's building and painting, and they're very imposing. They're very cool, and obviously Ian's done it and we've done it here. You can magnetize the waist and all the different guns. There's lots of different attachments for the arms and things like that. So it's a cool figure in that respect. You can do a lot of swap outs and everything. So great work by Ian there. And in the guy in the middle, my son is building his Adeptus Mechanicus army. So they are kind of part organic, part robotic, kind of cybernetic. This is their leader. He's a weird guy. A lot of tentacles and tubes and bits and pieces. So I spent about 6 hours at the weekend painting this for him and doing the base and everything. And yeah, he's turned out great. And I enjoyed painting him. He was really cool. Probably one of the trickiest things I've painted. I did paint a lot of it kind of on the sprue or unattached, and then I glued it in afterwards. But that was fun. And then my army, I'm building a Adeptus Custodes army. So they're the Emperor's personal guard. They wear a lot of gold and red. This is their leader, Trajan Valaris, and this is the Blade Champion underneath him. And also, I just bought a Land Raider off one of Ian's workmates. It was all painted black, so I've painted that up in the Custodes colours, gold and red. Which I think that's been fun, and that's turned out. That looks really good. So looking forward to playing some games with that in the future. Film and TV, Ahsoka. Yeah, probably not much for discussion here with myself. I watched it today. I thought it was okay. I've not really enjoyed the series that much. I've enjoyed parts of it. I think Ahsoka's been a bit of a wet blanket. Probably Hera and Chopper are my favorite characters, and we haven't really seen a lot of those. So yeah, it's okay. Stays On was all right. Again, I don't think it really furthered the plot very much, and yeah, I mean, obviously we're heading towards the end, and I imagine we're just going to basically see Thrawn and his Star Destroyer going into hyperspace at the end of the last episode, and then we're waiting for series 2. So it's been okay. I think the visuals, the effects and stuff have been good. They've been strong. I liked the lightsaber battle. I think it was in episode 3 or 4 between Ahsoka and Ray Stevenson's character. But yeah, apart from that, I've not enjoyed the space whales and all this stuff. It's not been great, but I know people love it, and obviously if you know the Rebels characters, it's got more of a hook for you. But yeah, it's okay, but it's not the best Star Wars TV that I've seen in recent times. Okay, so I mean that's it for the show, guys. Apologies for it being a pretty short one. We're at 46 minutes here, but I think for running the show completely on my own, that's not too bad. And we've gone through some, we've looked at some good stuff, and I've given my thoughts on bits and pieces. So yeah, hopefully we'll be back probably in 3 weeks' time, because that'll get us back on our opposite schedule with small talk, and I can't do 2 weeks' time anyway. So yeah, I think we'll be back in 3 weeks. So it could be another busy show by then with 3 weeks worth. What am I expecting? I've got an InArt Gandalf that I pre-ordered with 1/6 kit, so no idea whether I'll have him for the next show. It'd be great to have him in 3 weeks' time. I think it's probably unlikely, but you never know. So that's going to be really cool. My first kind of, well, definitely my first in-hand experience of anything from InArt. So I'm looking forward to that. So yeah, so I'll just run through our beautiful Patreons. Keep the network going. We're Ian Seaby, Rene Mendes, Eric Mariscal, Quinn Aguirre, King Louis, Mark Pearson, Paul Schreiber, Equan, Chris Valencerina, Ben Thomas, Chris Leddy, David Jones, Sam Gist, Dominators, Rob Brader, Thomas Clark, Eric Switzer, Six Guns Figs, Badfish, Toy Cartel, Danny Lee, Deanie Martin, Stephen Kratt, Big Fern, Caesar American, Mark Phillips, Lisa Martin Bomonsky, Rick De Gregorio, Ricardo Valdez, Jose CZ, Erwin Assassina, The Illustrious Rain, Alid Morgan, Takathu Wah, Derek Bezazinski, Aris Portillo, Alvin J, Aurelis Delgado, Jazz Carroll, Joe Ridley, Pablo Meza, D Rock, Matt Clevenger, Seth Tucker, CC3PO, Scott Smith, Don Maton, Stephen Purchase, Sean Yahtzee, Scott Bradley, Stephen Rhea Stanley, Eddie Manzanares, Louis Bennett, Chip Perrin, Jimmy Hernandez, Gigi the Judgmental, and Brenton Palmer. We thank you all. If you'd like to join the Patreon, we've got the hot seats, $5 per month, gets you digital stickers and access to Ox After Dark on the Patreon chat, and obviously weekly shout outs on the show. Sweet Angel gets you physical stickers sent to your door, as well as the benefits of the previous tier. Certified Crispy gets you a set of Crispy certificate on first pledge. That's $15 a month. And the Water Guy, the top tier, $25 a month, gets you a Water Guy exclusive Pog Deluxe set. That was all the stickers we send, so you can gift them to your friends and family, and all the benefits of the previous tiers. September, October Patreon benefits. Apologies if there's an up-to-date slide, Zach. I haven't seen it. So we've got the 3,000 sticker and a TBA. Maybe it may well be a Halloween one, which is like what we normally sort of try and do about this time of year. So yeah, watch the space, and Small Talk are on later, so they'll probably have it. But I haven't got an up-to-date one. So you definitely get the 3,000 sticker, and there should be something hopefully spooky and Halloweeny to go with that. So yeah, YouTube channel members as well, you can support us on YouTube. We've got Absolute Irwin, Alvin J, Andre, Andres IB, Andrew Gibo, Benjamin Hanson, Big Old Fern, Blurred Dad Life, Bob Dylan, CC3PO, Chris V, Cram, CT603, DJ, Daminator, Dante's Boneyard, Eclectic Collector, Equan, Fat Batman, Gare Bear, Gotham Cenobites, Jake, Just Another Friday Night, Justin Sports Card, KJ Smith, LV Avengers 702, Mark Pearson, Money Mendez, Mr. Mom Collectibles, Knight, OG Fan, OMFG Rick, 1/6 Figure Focus, Paul Schreiber, Philip the Fool, S Beam, Sam Gist, Slifer, SpongeBob SquareBalls, Sunnyvale Russ, The Ben Thomas Show, Toy Cartel, and Zeke. If you want to join and support us on YouTube, you can join the Peanut Gallery, $2.99 a month. Gets you loyalty badges, emojis, and member shoutouts on the show. And if you're already a Patreon, it will only cost you 99 cents to do it. So come join us on YouTube. It'd be great to see you. We have T Public, so if you want to pick up any merch from any of the shows, this is the t-shirt we did for OFAC Celebration this year, but there's tons of stuff from all the other shows, so have a look, see if there's anything you fancy. Yeah, and then basically we've got the rest of the network. So we have Monday nights, we have Collecting Weekly live unboxing. This week we had Lane was doing the Book of Boba Fett, which is a cool looking figure and kind of the probably the better look of the more recent versions. And Zach was unboxing a NECA feral predator from Prey, which looked pretty cool as well. So yeah, check that out if you haven't seen it already. Question of the week. I think it's a question. I don't know too much about that. I tried to keep up with the shows, but that one's kind of eluded me. But I think that's Brendan Palmer posing a question of the week. Ox PD is the boys running around town, rounding up all the crims and the naughty people, and it's a good laugh, and I enjoy watching it. Obviously, OFAC podcast, Jewel in the Crown. Normally me and Ian. Hopefully he'll be back next time. But yeah, we the show must go on, and you know, I've kind of, it's been all right talking to myself. It's not too bad. Tuesday night we have the Collecting Weekly live headline show with Zach and Dean, Eddie Money Mendez, Ben Thomas, and Marco. Love you guys. Looking forward to streaming with Ben again soon on the Ben Thomas show, the Let's Get Nuts. Hopefully that's back this Sunday. That'd be good. Small Talk, who will be on later today because we're out of sync, so we're on the same day as them. But obviously they'll be in about 6 hours probably. Talking about the smaller scale, Black Series, Vintage Collection, all that kind of stuff. And I believe there's a Hasbro PulseCon at the moment, so there's probably loads of new releases and pre-orders and stuff that they're going to chat about. So that'd be worth watching. And I always enjoy that. Sean and Chris and Badfish, they do a great job on that show. They just hit 100 episodes as well, so congrats to them. And they, as I was very honestly said, they should have got there first. So if we go 3 weeks, then they'll jump back ahead of us, so they could be the first to 150 if we all stay on schedule. So I think they deserve that. They do a great job. After Dark on a Wednesday night, which is Zach and Dean, and most of the time at the moment Classy Thomas and possibly Lane. Yeah, just a little bit, something a little bit different, not necessarily about collectibles and everything, just chatting the shit. And there's been some great episodes on mental health and all that sort of thing, so always worth the watch. Living at Dice is the Dungeons and Dragons. Yeah, great fun as well. If you can set aside a few hours and while you're working on something and have that on in the background, but that's always entertaining. And Bricks and Brews, getting pissed and building Lego. I mean, you can't ask for more than that, really. So, yeah, that's it for episode 101. Thanks for joining me, keeping me company tonight. Haven't quite made the hour, but that's fine. I've got a bit of my evening back, and we've kept the news out there, so that's good. Badfish, did Kit notify you? No, I've not heard anything from Kit. Badfish, I think the only people that I've seen apart from Big Brader and like Jedi Patrol and stuff, who I assume have, I don't know if there's like some agreement they got theirs earlier to kind of get them out onto YouTube and stuff, but Pop Collectibles seems to be the next lot out. I've seen some people have theirs arrive from them. Kit, I don't know if anybody's had anything to do with their pre-orders for Gandalf yet. I don't expect mine to be that early, depending on how InArt are releasing the batches. I was quite late because I only ordered Gandalf when Kit reopened the pre-orders when Aragorn was available, and because I pre-ordered Aragorn, then I thought I need to get Gandalf. So if they are releasing them in smallish batches, I expect to be kind of like nearer the end of that, which is fine. I fully accept that, but I think from what I hear, it's going to be a smaller number than the InArt Joker. So hopefully it won't take too long. You know, I think if I have him in hand by Christmas, I'll be more than happy with that. So yeah, so you know, just eagerly waiting the day when Kit sends me the invoice for Gandalf, and you know, I'll big up Kit. Great retailer, my go-to guy for everything. The 3PO was my last pre-order from Toys Buying Agent, and again, still a great reseller, great service, but for me, I don't really like having to lay down 50% deposits anymore, and Kit does much smaller deposits, and so all of my pre-orders are going to Kit now if he carries it, and he carries pretty much everything. So that includes any Hot Toys as well. And my first Hot Toys pre-order with Kit was that R5D4 droid pack, and yeah, I was surprised that it came out like week one. Literally, like, you know, the announcement was made in Hong Kong, secret base, and I had it within a week. So I was really happy with that. That, you know, it's not that kits appears to be able to get stock pretty quick as well. So yeah, if you haven't already, check out 16 Kit, and there are some I don't know them offhand, but there are some various $10 discounts available through CW and some other shows as well. So if you place a pre-order, you can get $10 off, which, you know, every little helps. So yeah, so that was it. That was me. Again, thanks for joining me, guys. Sticking with me, keeping me company, and we shall hopefully, myself and Ian, will be back in about 3 weeks' time. So yeah, enjoy the rest of your evenings, and I'll see you soon. Bye.